Hello everyone. So in our last class, we completed our 5 chapters of our NCERT books, and right now we are going to start with our new chapter, that is chapter number 6, named as stuffing. Before going further, we are required to know that why I want to learn about this kind of chapter, as well as why it is important to know about that this is the important function of management. What kind of things we are going to learn about in this chapter. So before starting this chapter, we are going to learn about why it is required or what is the meaning of that particular chapter, that particular means staffing, why it is required to do in your organization. So before starting this chapter, let me ask you some questions that in general case there are various kind of questions to be put up in your head, as in whenever you are starting your business, as in you are owner or you are director or you are partner of a business, then some lot of questions can arises in your mind. As in, what kind of questions can be arise in your mind? Sir, how many people are required to do my business? As in, it talks about how many employees you are going to hire or how many team members you are required to do the business. Means it talks about team member. Another question came into your mind is like, sir, after getting the number of person, how I can assure that which person can do which kind of job, or what kind of salary I can give to each person, each employee or each team member? What is the amount of salary is to be given to that particular person or that particular employee? Another question came into your mind is like, sir, what is the qualification or what is the minimum eligibility of that person to joining my company? How I can see, or either I am allotted job to each and every person, or I am allotting job only those person who is eligible to get the job in my industry. So you will check the eligibility or qualification of that particular person too. Eligibility or qualifications of such person. Apart from that, another question came into your mind, sir, whether he or she is best for my job or not. As in, if I am doing any kind of job, if I am doing any kind of work, then that particular person whom I am going to hire, he or she is best for my job, or they can do their work on an efficient or effective manner or not. How I can assure this kind of thing? So in this case, you will think about that particular person is suitable for your job or not. Apart from that, whenever you hired that particular person, then some other question asks, sir, my organization is doing the work in a different manner, so I need to train them, I need to hire as well as I need to recruit them and then give them training according to my business organization. As in, whenever you came to my business, you want to do the business in that manner, you need to understand this kind of software, you need to understand this kind of policies. So you are required to give them training to employees. training to employees. Okay, but whenever your employee got hired, there are chances that they can leave your organization because they don't like your salary, they don't like your work environment, they don't like your unity of command or unity of direction, whatever they are getting, or they are not liking the work operations you are asking them to do. So there are chances that they can leave the organization. So in case of organization, you also required to create an environment in such a manner that your employee will stay in a longer run. But if thereafter also that any employee is going to be left for that particular reason, any of the reason, then we need to think about how we can take back that employee, or how we can replace that employee, who can going to be replace that employee, or how many person is required to replace that particular kind of employee. Because sometimes what happens, there is a lot of specialists or experts are there in the market who are going to do the work on a single basis only, as in they can do so many tasks as compared to a normal person, as in they are multi-talented, they are doing the jobs in a very good manner. But to replacing them, organization is required at least 3 to 4 employees or 2 to 3 employees for replacing that particular person. So it is also question comes into our mind that what kind of person I will require to replace with him, or who is the best for this. And the main question arises for all of this is for which the staffing concept belongs, and this is, sir, either that this person, this question, that is particular person is suitable for your job or not, means putting a person into the right job at the right time or not. Putting a right person at the right job at the right time. Means, sir, what is the meaning of the here? Means right person, right job and right time. Let me tell you what is these all things. Right person means here eligible person we are talking about. Eligible or qualified person for that particular job. How? Sir, I have a doctor, I am having a friend who is doing his MBBS and became the doctor, but he got the joining in a company for doing an activity for checking of balance sheet. Is he can do that? He is doctor, but he is appointed in a company. In company there is a vacancy for managing the balance sheet of your organization, managing the financial information of your organization. So you will hire a doctor. You will say, sir, what is this? How a doctor can be appointed as to check up financial information? He is a doctor. Why he is going to appoint, or he is going to do the business with that particular company? No, the company says that you need to check our employees too, but simultaneously you need to cross check our financial information too. Doctor will think obviously that you are gonna mad. As in, are you sure you wanted to do this task? As in, I can check your employees, I can treat your employees, that's good. But if you want to ask me to do your financials, can you think like that I can do that particular thing? Similarly, let's take about if you are asking your chartered accountant or your person who is going to deal with your accounting, or who is having a knowledge of accounting, you are required to tell them that you are not doing the accounting work, you are right now doing the legal work, or now you can do the infrastructure work, whatever the work done by the civil engineers or your any software engineers, now you are going to appoint for that particular work. Is that particular person can give you the best efficiency? No, he can't give the best efficiency. So for best efficiency, you are required to hire a right person, as in who is eligible person for that job. As in case of accounting, only an accountant or the knowledge person who is having accountant or a chartered accountant can be do the job of that particular person. In case of financial, like MBA in finance or chartered accountancy or any accountant in any other degrees, they are only eligible for doing the accounting portion of work. That's it. So the right person should be eligible that he can do, she or she can do that particular work in your organization. Another thing I use that right job. It is similar like a finance person should get the job of finance only. He is not getting the job of any engineering or any legal requirements or any other work as performed as required by the company. Means who is the eligible person going to do the eligible job or eligible job means, example, like in case of example, a person who completed his graduation from commerce, he should be allotted the work of commerce background only. As in, you can't hire an accountant to do your technical team, to develop your software, to develop your applications, or to deal with the legal requirements. An accountant should be worked or should be hired only for your particular that accounting work only or that financial works only. He is not liable or he won't be hired. Why this concept is so important? Because in earlier years there are so many companies, including railways too. There are so many companies, they got hired an employee who is getting the degree in not only in case of railways, in case of almost all government companies. Clear? As in they hire an employee, they hire a person who is having a degree of engineer, but they are doing the working of your cross checking of your financials, they are checking your debtors, they are checking your liabilities, how they can manage their work. As well as if I am talking about this kind of person, this kind of staffing, right now in today's scenario also, you can ask with your any other person who is going to deal with a job, ask them that whether either they are going to take the degree of that particular thing, they are going to study that particular thing, they are going to deal with in company in that kind of work only. As in, I have seen so many bankers who is having a degree of engineering, but they are doing the job of your customer based data or your accounting information or your financial examination, etc. I have seen so many accountants to do the legal works of the company. I have seen chartered accountancy is checking the liabilities or checking the rules and regulations of the company, as well as he is giving the credit sanctioning limit in the banks. So there are so many persons who are hired just because of their degree or just because of their availability to the company, but there are chances that in case of India, around 40 to 50% companies hired doing the staffing, as in they are putting the right person at the right job, but they also hire some employees of this kind of too, as in, or I must say, around 10% companies, let's say the 10%, it is the minimum, but obviously there is a more than number about this. In case of 10% companies, some employees are going to be hired at that level, as in they don't belong to, their degree is totally different, as in whatever they learned their education, but their work is totally different as compared to their education. So it is also on us, as in whatever the person going to get the educate himself, he is doing the job according to that particular education or not. Clear? Another important keyword we wrote that, and that is right time. Sir, what do you mean by right time here? My dear friends, whenever you are going to hire a person for a particular job, you must see that that time is right for you or not. As in, you are actually required to hire that person or not, or if you are not required to hire that particular person right now, but still you hired that person just because you loved his work. That makes no sense. As in, for example, in case a company, there are already 2 accountants are doing their jobs. They are doing their jobs in a good manner, as well as they are maintaining each and every accounts of company. But company, one other accountant or one other known person or relative person came to the company and asked them to join to the company. Now, being a owner of company, you need to decide whether third accountant is necessary for you or not. Otherwise, if you are going to hire at that time when third accountant is not required, then you are creating a cost of his salary or of his per month salary only, as in you are required to pay him on your behalf, while without doing or without giving him a task only, or without giving him a work operation too. So he is getting paid without doing anything. If you have some sort of funds, then you can pay, that's another matter. But if in a case I am having a work in which 2 accountants are more than sufficient, then why I require third accountant? So that belongs to the right time, as in whenever in case your company is required to hire any person, they have vacancy for that particular person, that particular field, then you should hire that particular right person for right job at the right time. As in eligible person for our current job at this time only, I require this time, means vacancy should be hired at this time. Vacancy won't be hired at in future. So in this case, we are going to hire or recruit some person who are going to do the job for me and can join the company as soon as possible. Clear? So this is all about some variety of questions can be put up into our mind. That's why this is the basic concept why staffing arises. Now let's come to our topic. Let's begin with our chapter, that is staffing. It is believed that an organization can achieve its objectives only when it has the right person in the right positions. Obviously, if an accountant doing the job of accounting only, then only company can survive, na? If you ask accountant to deliver the job of technician, he won't able to give his best because he don't have knowledge about that particular thing. Then how you can sure that he will give his best on that particular segment? That's why right person should be allotted in the right position. Now, meaning of staffing. Staffing means putting people to jobs. Which people they are talking about? They are talking about putting right people at right jobs at right time. It begins with the workforce planning and includes different other functions like workforce planning, as in how much workforce you are required. Then you are going to recruit them, hire them. Then you are some kind of interviews going to be happen. You are going to take the personal interviews, group discussions, or some various levels of interviews you are going to take. After that kind of interviews, you are going to select from those recruited ones, as in like for example 100 person are going to be recruited by you by taking the proposal, by taking the job, or you think that these 100 are among these 100 only 10 can be survive or 10 can be hired in our company. So you can first recruit 100 out of your whole market, then those 100 you can check them some other factors like their personal training, personal individual training, or personal interview, group discussion, communication skills, or so many factors, etc. Then you will hire or select only 10 members, 10 employees among those 100 employees. So you can hire recruitment or selection, you can give training and development procedures to your employees. Then you also think about what kind of promotional strategies I need to maintain, how much promotion I need to do or I need to give in each and every employee, as well as promotional manner, what kind of promotional manner I need to do, as in I need to pay them as a promotion each year, same promotion, or I need to promote them as per their work. So there are lots of questions can came into your mind. Next is compensation, as in if any case our employee get hurt, or if he is going to be leaving the organization, then you are required to pay some compensate to your employee. Or in case you are providing your employee a security that in our organization whatever happened to you, you can check that, and medical provisions or medical facilities to be provided by you. This assurance should be given by company itself. Then, and performance appraisal of workforce. Performance appraisal as in how much you work performed in the limited time, as in 8 hours allotted to each and every person. Now suppose a person A, like let me talking about the example, then suppose there are two person, a person A and B, they both get 8 hours of work, they allotted 8 hours of work. Now in 8 hours they both are doing the same kind of work. In 8 hours A produced around 20 units of goods and B produced 15 units only. So you don't think that you are required to pay A as a higher amount, because he gives his efficiency, best efficiency to the organization. He is going to produce 20 units instead of 15 units. So he should be paid for that particular extra efforts whatever he has done to the organization, and this is for only for one day. Just suppose this kind of person dealing with the organization and doing the job on a yearly basis, monthly basis, then how the efficiency they can increase to your organization. So company or organization is required to give them performance appraisal too, as in your performance is best in the organization. That's what in today's culture each and every company is going to follow, each and every big company is going to follow, that they award or they appreciated their regular employees who are going to do their work, as in they giving them tag employee of the month. You heard the tag employee of the month, or they can give that performance rating by which employee is getting the performance rating, best rating. It also gives you a promotion benefits too. So there are a lot of companies who are dealing with the performance appraisals, employee of the month credits, because this is not sure that if one person is get the employee of month in 1 month, he will be employee of month in remaining months too. They can be shuffled. Whoever the employee going to do the best job, he is going to be credited for employee of the month reward. That's it. Clear? Next is staffing is a continuous process. Why it is a continuous process? Because you need to hire some person for a new job, then you need to recruit them, select them, train them. Then if they become expert, then it is not necessary that your employee won't leave you, or you don't require any other employee. In both cases, whenever any employee leaves the company, or whenever you require any additional employee, in both cases same provision will also be continued in our organization, as in we are again going to hire some other person or some other so many other persons for doing the job, doing the task. So that's why this is a continuous process, it won't stop anymore. New jobs may be created and some of the existing employees may leave the organization. In both cases you required staffing process. Clear? So this is all about the concept of staffing, and that's why we are going to learn about how we can answer these kind of questions. So don't worry guys, in our class in staffing chapter we learn about, I will solve you all of your questions, as in what kind of employees I can hire, what kind of qualifications I can give, what kind of salaries I can give, or how I can assure that this person is best for job, or how I can retain my employees. Don't worry. This is just the beginning of chapter. So till the end of the chapter you will got to know about each and every answer. Clear? So in next class we are going to start with the importance of staffing. Till then, thank you.